Next up is a woman who is an issue manager. Well, that sounds serious, doesn't it? And she does talk about a very serious issue today, actually. It's one of our biggest problems in the world, namely the millions of people that are dislocated. The millions of people that flee their home for war and are looking for safer places to live. Eliane, can I please ask you to come to the stage? What made you choose such a heavy topic as an issues manager?
I think refugee issues are probably the most urgent issues of our time.
How does it affect you personally when you see the news?
I'm very much afraid that people have an opinion on refugees that makes them feel threatened. And we're looking for world peace. It's not going to happen when we don't interact.
Well, I'm really looking forward to you managing this very, very difficult issue.
Thank you so much. And thank you for inviting me here with this beautiful audience. I'd like to say 2 words about myself. I am a linguist, and this is where my framing interest comes from. And I worked for Amnesty International for 18 years. And 2 weeks ago, I graduated from university, so I can call myself an international lawyer since 2 weeks. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's start. I want to share this picture with you. That's been fascinating me for maybe a year. And I'd like to address first with you, we want asylum in Europe where we can get our human rights. If I say human rights, what words do spring to mind? Am I doing fine? Yeah, good. What words spring to mind? Please, audience. Oh, sorry. Hoger? Okay. No words at all, human rights? Universal human rights? But such as, maybe? I mean, I brought the Bible. You can look it up. This is, this is international law for you. A lovely book. Excuse me? A home. Is that a human right?
Yeah. Food.
And food?
Health. Safety.
Shelter, safety. Okay. Speech, respect. Okay, fine. I have to sort of think about this because usually people start saying like freedom of speech and freedom of religion and these things, right? Okay, but you're far beyond everyone else. Anyway, then I want to address the word our human rights. These nice young men are Syrian refugees, and they're somewhere at the borders of Europe. What do they mean carrying a message saying our human rights? I've been thinking about this a lot because this is particularly difficult. They come, can I have my other sheet, please? Yeah. This is a map of the world, of course. And the green zones are the countries that signed the ICCPR, the International Convention on Public and Civil Rights. The gray countries did not. At least they did not sign the optional protocol, which is of particular interest because there it has individual complaint right. So you can sue your government. When you come from a gray zone, you cannot get your human rights. Now, as you will see, most of the refugees at this time come from gray zone countries. So if they would mean their own human rights, they are not to get in these countries. So they probably mean our human rights. That is to say, there should have been fewer human rights. Now, this is particularly interesting because this is why I asked you what do you think about when you think about human rights. Most people think of civil and political rights, don't you? Like the Amnesty International rights, kind of. And then I thought, could you change the other picture again? Thank you. Then I thought, well, if that's what they want here, they're not going to get that. On the other hand, they didn't flee because their countries don't have due process or things like that. They fled for something else. Has this got anything to do with how we in the West frame human rights? We frame human rights as civil and political rights. And if we keep on doing that, this will be a hopeless situation. Because then we say to people that come here that have an entirely different perspective on human rights that they have to adjust to our system and to a lot of things more. We have division of powers. They come from a lot of countries that don't have any division between state and church, for example. Many Islamic countries don't have that division. And of course, they cannot do that. I mean, you can't go to another country with an entirely different set of human rights and are asked to adopt that and adjust to it and then call it integration. And then people start to worry because they don't integrate. So if we keep on doing this and framing human rights as we do, we are in huge problems because we're not going to understand each other. Now, this is probably not what you expected, but I would like to reframe human rights, not as civil and political rights, but as social and economic rights. If we would do that, we would address a tremendous amount of other problems that are not addressed at the moment. Forecasted is 60 million climate change refugees. They flee for wet countries, dry countries, tsunami countries. And they're coming our way. And then when we don't address economic and social issues, a lot of wars are not religious wars, but economic wars. Climate change is also due to Western corporations. So if we don't reframe human rights as something that belongs in the social and economic world, we will not be able to work together. And I think we talk about integration, that also means we have to understand each other and we have to work together. We have to solve a couple of very urgent problems, more urgent, even coming from an Amnesty person, more important than civil and political rights. So if we address that, then we can cooperate and work it ourselves. Right now, we're moving to a situation in which refugees are regarded as savages. They were victims, but now it turns out they want to live here. They take over the country. They're savages. That is a hopeless route. And if we can put them in a narrative in which us, as well as them, newcomers, are combined saviors of a central problem, such as climate change, then we can cooperate and I can hope for a better future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.